We're at the memorial for Seth Barzelay, January 30th, 2021. This is where the real action happens, but I kind of missed it. There's the cook. One of them. Who all cooked them today?
Dylan, Paul. And we also ordered. We cheated. We ordered chicken and pizza.
Had a lot of help.
No, I'm living in a dream.
And what I want you to do, and this is between you and Seth, it's not between any of us, it's just you and Seth. And I got enough pans here, there's about 100 of them. And I'd like you guys to look through your hearts and to remember how we touched your hearts. And I want you to write, and I also want you to not let go of him, but of sorrow. And sorrow is out of love. That's where sorrow is derived from love. We all have love in our hearts, and the soul never ends. It transfers from one form to the next. And I think if we all share from our hearts what he meant to you, then he'll hear it. We'll give him peace and rest. And you can let go of the sorrow and remember the good times. And that's all I ask. I love you all. You're all my family. I didn't feel like coming because my baby's gone. Always going to be my baby. But I have to let go of the sorrow too. But coming here and seeing all you guys together, man, I feel great. I feel great. I got a smile on my face because of you. Because you're a part of my life, and I love you all. And if you ever need me for anything, I will be there for you. All you have to do is ask. God bless you all.
We love you, Mr. Man.
We love you, Ben. But this is for you, and it's between you and Seth. And please, and then we'll all go to the beach later and we'll burn it, whether we got a bonfire or not, we'll make our own. But it's just to let go and to remember. What really matters is our connections in life. And whether they come to an end or they begin a new one, that's what life's all about. We came from the ether, we return to the ether. So, God bless you.
All right, guys. First, I just want to thank everybody for coming. Seth was way more than a brother to me than a friend, and this sucks. But one of the ways we've learned to deal with death is to remember all the good times that we've had. And so today, I kind of thought about a story that we had together, and it, I always say that some of your best stories are when things don't go right. Things don't go right, and it ends up being some of your best memories. And so growing up, Luke and my younger brother Luke and Seth, it seemed like they were way better than everybody else at, you know how you like throw like either a grape or something into somebody else's mouth and they can catch it from across the room? Well, Seth and Luke seem to be better at it than just about anybody for whatever reason. It was probably just all the practice. But Goldfish seemed like to be the winner. That was just the right, weight and everything. And Seth was always the better tosser, and Luke was always the better catcher, So one day, I think it was after school, I don't remember what the circumstances were, but my dad gave us a skiff, and we could always go out and kneeboard and, you know, do all that kind of stuff on it, and it was always a ton of fun. So for whatever reason, that day it was just me, Luke, and Seth, and I was always the first to drive, and after, you know, they let me have a turn, and I was on the kneeboard, and of course Seth's on the bow, and he's got the damn goldfish out. And so they start, you know, Luke's driving the boat, and so he starts tossing them to Luke while we're driving. I could see him doing it. Well, you know, say nonetheless, Luke, he was just paying attention to that, and he goes, we end up 50 foot into the marsh. So the whole boat's up inside the marsh. And I'm on the kneeboard, and so the boat's way up in there, and I'm yelling and screaming, the boat's still running, and, you know, Seth's up there. And, you know, that's the funniest part about the whole story is, you know, Seth never took shit serious, you know? It was just like, it was the funniest way that he, you know, I was sitting there yelling at Luke and whatever. It took us about an hour and a half to get the boat out of there, because, I mean, we had to push, you know, just the three of us, we had to push. We weren't going to tell Dad, of course, hell no, we were going to tell him that, you know? We had to get the boat back, and I don't know, it was crazy walking through the marsh. You know, we missed a log here, missed a log there, and I don't know, it was a crazy time, but that's one of those stories I'll never forget, and you know, it was a great time. And I just remember Seth, you know, he's just laughing the whole time we're pushing the damn thing out of there, and I'm pissed off at Luke, and it was a good time. But I don't know if anybody else has any other stories, but that was mine. And I also want to let you guys know that Craig Brumfield did this painting of Seth today. He actually did it this morning. So if any of you guys know Craig, just give him a big thank you. He didn't take anything from it. It was just out of the kindness of his heart. And today we're going to take that painting down to the OS Front Beach, and we painted a mural on the concrete out there on Front Beach last night. One of Hannah's best friends, she helped us out with that, Chastity Holiday. So if y'all know her, you know, let her know. So we're going to take the painting down there, and we're going to take pictures with the mural while the sun's setting. If anybody wants to come, more the merrier. But thanks, guys. Thank everybody for coming.
Thank you. Well done, Paul.
Going kind of off what Paul said about, you know, Seth and Luke always tossing stuff. Well, everybody knows back in the day, we all went to Mr. Mark and everybody's house and played basketball every afternoon, about 20 or 30 of us sometimes. And then Luke and Seth always had this competition of who could get the furthest away from the goal and throw it one-handed into the goal. So Luke's been trying to throw it over the house like all day and make it in. And the very first time Seth tries it, he throws it into the goal. So, like Paul said, he was the best tosser, man. And that's, I just had to share that. That was my story.
He was one of the best teammates.
Yeah, he was. He didn't ever hog the ball.
Awesome.
So I just wanted to share how me and Seth and Tin and really the Barzelay family, we first met. It started in middle school. We started riding the bus, and actually I think it was Ami and Michael tried to sit with me and my sister pushed them away. And it was when Tin started hanging out with Seth, and we were over there every day. Their house had just burned down, and ever since then we connected with Ben. Ben used to take us to the skating rink every day. We hang out every day, and from there it evolved. You know, we always knew Ben, Paul, and Luke, and as from kids to teenagers to adults, we've always been close in each other's lives. And Seth was the type of person that was there for me for everything. You could always depend on Seth to be there. Birthday parties, you know, any kind of party, he was there for all. After my son was born, both my sons were born. Every birthday party that had anything I ever asked of Seth, Seth was always there. He meant more to me than he ever knew, and I would miss you dearly, Seth, if you were here. I wish you were here. I hope you know that we all love you, and you can see all the amount of people here that truly love you. And to the Barzelay, I love you all like my own family. You guys are a big part of my life growing up. And to all his friends here, you know who you are. Growing up together, I'll always cherish those memories with you and Seth. I love you guys, and if you ever need me, again, I'm here to talk to. And I try to stress that with Seth. And, you know, and now we have all these good memories of him that we can always cherish. And I love you, Seth.
So, skateboarding was one of the biggest parts of my life growing up. And it actually all started with Seth's big brother Ben. I remember when the Barzelays moved into our neighborhood, they were the only other kids in the neighborhood. I mean, we were all immediately like best friends. I mean, Ben had a skateboard, like a real skateboard. Me and Seth were just enamored by this skateboard, and the way being dressed, and the music that you listen to when you skateboard, and the whole culture of skateboarding. Me and Seth were really enamored by it. You know, I would say from the time that I was probably 8, probably 15, all I ever wanted to do was every day, especially in the summer, I would call Seth and where are we skateboarding today? What kind of ramp are we going today? Mr. Benny was always great at riding a skateboard. We would watch him ride the skateboard, and we would laugh because it's like old school. He's from California, and he had like an old school style. We thought it was funny. And, you know, we would watch skate videos, and a lot of people here would skate with us.
I still got my board in the back of the car right now.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was like a big part of like a huge part of our lives. And I know that when we got a little older, Seth really he really got interested in music. You know, he was a drummer in the band, and skateboarding and music are really intertwined. For those of you that don't know, it's a big part of skateboarding is what kind of music do you skate to? And from the very beginning, you know, we would watch these skate videos of skateboarders all around the world, and Seth was just he was so obsessed with the timing of the music and the skateboarding. That's all we ever talked about. I mean, it was literally our obsession, like our whole lives. And you know, I get real emotional with this kind of stuff because I haven't seen Seth in about 4 years. All my memories of Seth are us. What kind of ramp are we gonna build? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna skate this spot and not get caught? How are we gonna? That's all we thought about. And it was just such a huge part of my life. And I moved away to college, and I still skated, and I would still talk to Seth. I would send him stuff that I was doing. I think I might have been the one that skated the longest. I mean, everybody has to grow up and go to work, but you know, all this, I really just, tomorrow I think I'm gonna go buy a skateboard and go skate. And anybody who wants to join me, more than welcome to. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna skate for Seth. I'm gonna go buy a skateboard, and hopefully I don't hurt myself. But man, the whole Barzelay family is just, like I said, you know, I moved away. I haven't seen everybody in 4 to 5 years, and the past 3 days, all I've been thinking about is the Barzelay family, how big of a part y'all were in my life. And I cherish every memory I have with y'all. And I hate that I have to come here and see all these friends I haven't seen in so long under these circumstances, but I am glad to be here and see all of you all. And yeah, I mean, I think Seth would really appreciate everybody being here, and it's a beautiful thing seeing everybody. And if anybody wants to skate tomorrow, let me know, because that's what's on my agenda. So it's good to see all of you here. I love you, Seth.
lot of you guys know me. Seth was like my brother. He actually seen Coco before I did, and I was really mad. So how are you gonna see Coco before me? But you guys were talking about stories, and a long time ago, he stayed at my house, and we thought no one was there, and we were playing around. I was shirtless, and he put on a shirt that was like really tight, right? So it was like, it was weird, okay? It was weird. But look, we heard some rumbling, and we were startled, and we turned around, and my grandma like walks out the door, looks at us, and then walks back in her room like, did I really just see that? Did something just like right beside y'all. I was shirtless. He had like a tight shirt on. So I mean that's a funny memory that I have of him. I want to thank Mr. Benny and the Barzelay family, of course, Mr. Mark, everybody that's here right now. You know, Seth meant a lot to me. Like, he was my brother. We did everything together, and thank you guys. Love you guys. Love Seth. Luke, I wish you were here right now.
He's here in spirit.
That's right. This, I kind of like freestyled this. I didn't really write anything down. Yeah. No, really, thank you guys, man, for showing up. And it really helps that all you guys are here. You know, it really does. So being alone sucks, man. It really does. Thank you guys. Love you, Seth. Does anybody else want to speak or him be?
How everybody doing today? Kind of emotional, so bear with me. Seth was a really good friend of mine. I met through Luke a long time ago with the group of guys in the back. Shout out to those, because that's a good man. I wouldn't trade them for nothing, you know. And they taught me everything: basketball, skateboard. Never did an island to self, you know. Showed me, and I kept trying to train. Like, you gonna get it? Keep trying. And I finally did it. Oh my gosh, he was so happy on my man for after the 8th try. But you know, he introduced me to a soundboard. It's a hill down Mr. Pam dumb house, like a little hill. Man, let me tell you, he said, get on there, LB. I got on there. So I'm going, I'm just going. I say, you see this stuff? I just skinned myself. I just fell off the board and skinned. He was like, get back, go. You all right, you all right? You want to go shoot some balls? I said, let's go. You gonna teach me how to dunk? Because I didn't know how to dunk back then. Seth said, you got to come at an angle. This was right after they did the hook shot, the one hook shot, him and Luke around the house. So we got the dunking. He let the goal up, kept on letting. I said, that's too high, Seth. He was like, you just got to jump off your, you know, your strong leg, you know. So I said, okay, I'm going to come at an angle, Seth. I came at an angle. And I dunked. And he was like, that's what I'm talking about. You're on my team now. So I have a lot of memories with Seth, man. It's just emotions that he's gone. And he's always in my heart, and his family is too. Anything I need, just call me. I'm here for y'all. And it's just, I'm going through a lot as of right now. My dad passed. I don't have him no more. So it's just a lot I'm going through, but it's gonna be okay. Cause I know Seth will be like, you'll get through it, bro. You'll get through it. But love you guys. If anybody need anything, I'm in Goshen. And I grew up with some great guys, and I love you guys. Love yourself, man.
Good job, man.
Oh, right on time.
G-Duck.
How's everyone doing? Guess this is practice for when I run for Congress in Pennsylvania. A lot warmer here than Philadelphia. It was 9 degrees when I left. So, first and foremost, I want to thank the Barzelay family for one, putting Seth in this world where he could be a friend to all of us. I moved to Mississippi back in middle school in 6th grade, and since I moved here, I've been friends with the Millers, the whole gang, everyone, and I mean, I've never seen a group of friends that have been so close and loyal to each other. I moved back to Pennsylvania in 2015, and ever since then, me and Seth have still stayed in contact always. Every time I came back down to Mississippi, Seth and Tim, first one's always there, always. I've been in contact with Seth a lot recently. We still talk about everything. I still tell him how he's the #1 person that always spills everything. Anytime he was at my house, he always spilled something. Always. Like, never failed. Always. He's like, I don't know why you say that, bro. Seth, you spill something every time you come over. But Seth was a great friend. He really was. He's been there. I've been through some shit through my life, and he's been there every step of the way. Never gave up on me, and I never gave up on him. And recently, we've been talking about, staying in contact more, me coming down here to visit more, because I don't get down here a lot. And over the last year, I lost 5 friends that were close to me like this, and I want to speak to everyone who was close to him. Listen, it doesn't get easier, it never will, but you just got to know he will be here with us every day in our spirit. You will see signs that he's with you, and you will know that he just wants you to stay positive, stay happy, and keep pushing forward. One thing that's guiding me right now is Seth's music. That it's there. I can hear his voice every single time I go on SoundCloud, and that's a great thing. And I don't know, Seth, he was really a great dude, and I thank him for always being a great friend of us. I love you, Seth.
I'm not going to talk a lot. I've got a lot of stories with Seth. Probably not appropriate to tell here. What I will say, Seth was one of my closest friends. Growing up, I've known him since 6th grade. We were in band together. Me, him, Alden, Brandon DeWillow, Kane. I don't know how we would have got the band without him. He's one of the most loyal people I've ever met in my life. I don't know anybody here that was close to him that probably wasn't. He's not your best friend in Snapchat still, because anytime I got a Snapchat, I knew it was from Seth. Anytime I listen to music now, there's not one song that comes on that I know he doesn't know every single word to every lyric to that song. I miss him like crazy. It was a shell shock. I'm sure as it was for everybody else. Just hanging out with him on New Year's till like 4 a.m. Went to the casino. He won some money. He was happy. He was smiling. It was really hard to hear. That's really all I got to say. Love that dude to death. I love all y'all. Thank you, Mr. Benny, the Barzelay family, everybody for putting this on. Mr. Mark, Ms. Pam for being like a second home to everybody, and him as well. Thank you guys so much. I love y'all. Love you, Seth.
Hey y'all, I'm Maddie.
Speak close to
I really never clicked with anyone like I did with Seth. And like Dylan said, a lot of our times probably aren't appropriate to share, but I thought at this time we had got Kyrie together. I was renting out a room, and we did not have another dog. And we were like, we bought her from a friend from high school of mine, and we were like, we found her by the bridge on the side of the road, and we're gonna bring her home, and she's gonna be ours. We eventually moved to Moss Point, and Kyrie had a problem with eating her poop. And she took a poop and ate it, and I laid down in bed for a while, and she came and cuddled me, and she threw it up on my chest. And Seth was dying laughing so hard that he seriously could not even come help me, and I honestly didn't blame him, but it was disgusting, and it was just a really funny story, and I had to share. There's a video, I wish I could see it, because it was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, like I said, Seth meant a lot to me, and I wish I could have helped him more than I did. I know that you all loved him, and I really know that he knew that, and I hope you all know that, and I hope that you guys can all get through it. Suicide's really hard for me. I lost my dad, and I just miss Seth so much, and I really hate that I couldn't make things right, like, given my circumstance, but I hope he knows how much I loved him. Well, take care of yourself.
Seth meant a lot to a lot of people because he was always 100% genuine. He never held anything back. If he wanted to be comfortable, he would be comfortable. In particular, there's one story with Luke where we're all going out camping and surfing, and you know, Seth, like I said, he never held back. So we were questionable about going on this trip, and he goes, "Let's just do it. Let's go. We'll be there together." And it was storming the entire trip. I mean, it never stopped raining. But as soon as we got a little bit of lit up on the rain, he'd be like, "I'm gonna get comfy real quick." He'd take off his wetsuit, go get underneath something and dry, and then he'd put on a brand new pair of clothes. 45 minutes later, it started raining again. But you know one thing? Seth would never get upset. He'd be okay with it. He'd be like, you know, it happens. He'd put on his wetsuit, and he'd get back at it, just staying in the wetsuit till the rain was over with. But sure enough, there'd be a little bit of patch of rain, and that would stop. Or there'd be no rain for a little bit, and he'd go back under there and change again, and be nice. He'd you know, he had the swagger, so he'd always be very well dressed, and he'd be smiling again, and everything would be going well. Sure enough, the rain would come by again, and he'd be like, "It's okay. I'll just wait for the rain to stop, and I'll change again." It was already night by then, so we all go to bed, and the next morning, I think he talks to Luke. I can't really hear well because I'm in another tent, and apparently Seth's tent had completely collapsed that night. The sand had gotten into it, and when we woke up, everybody's tents were covered in sand. I mean, pretty large ways up, and he was still such a good sport about it. He's like, "Hey, Luke, is there if I just crash with you?" And he went and played with Luke for that whole night. That is one thing that is very hard about this, is you have someone that you're so comfortable around, you can say anything. And he was always a hell of a listener. If he saw that you were upset, his eyes wouldn't look at anything else except you. If he was happy, or you were happy, he'd feel the same vibe, be right there with you. He's going to be dearly missed by a lot of people. I love everybody here.
Good job, team.
Hey, we have all day. Mike's open all night. So whatever you want. Or you can put it all on paper.
Hi everyone. A lot of you don't know me, but I married Finn, Seth's brother, and Seth was my brother-in-law. And I've only gotten to know Seth for just probably about a little over 4 years now. So many of you have known him for so long. And I just want to say that because I knew him in just a short amount of time, he meant so much to me in that short amount of time. And just to know how much he meant to me, I just can't even imagine how much he meant to all of you that knew him for so long. And I loved how amazing of a friend he was, how amazing his friends were, all of you. You made this so beautiful. And Tin and Try and Isaac, Cruz, all of you, I just can't even think of everybody's names, but he had so many good friends, and they were all there for him when he needed them. And I appreciate you for all you've done. And Seth, I was raised an only child, but I'd always wanted a little brother. And I never got to tell him that he was everything I wanted in a little brother. I loved shooting the shit with him. I loved hanging out with him. I loved that if I needed somebody to be there for a trip, I could call him and he would always be there. He helped us with our house. Everywhere I look, I'm reminded of him because he was just so, his heart was so big. His presence was so known. And his friends meant everything. His friends were his family. Kai and Cohen were like nephews to him too. He loved them so much, and I knew that. And Heather and Gracie and Trace and Trip, they were just everything to him. And I always joked about how one day when he would have kids and he would say, you know, being an uncle is just enough for me. He loves them so much. And I just love all of you. If I haven't had a chance to talk to you, I wish I would because I want to know more about him. He was so beautiful of a person. And he loved you all. And we love him too. So thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for everything you've done for this family. We love you. We love you, Seth.
So, me and Seth never really got along too well growing up when we were younger, when he was younger. I was that older brother that was kind of like, get away from me, do your thing. And it wasn't until I came back from the Army. That we really truly started to bond on a deeper level. And I recently moved back from Atlanta, when my family started. And he was there, and I had him. And a lot of my old friends, they either passed away, they were caught up in addiction. I didn't want to be part of that lifestyle anymore. I had a family. Or they just moved away. So I didn't really have too many people anymore. But he was always there. And I'm so thankful for that because he was the best brother, He was the best brother, he's the best friend. And I'm so thankful that I had a deeper relationship with him at the end of his life because I truly would have missed out, I feel. But with that being said, all his friends that are here today, I really want to get to know you guys more than at face value. Seeing you every once in a while coming by, hey, what's going on, Ben? I actually would like to hang with you guys and hear your stories, one-on-one. Because I know it's hard to come up here and just say whatever you got to say, But if you guys can open up with those stories, man, that would mean the world to me. But thank you guys.
Hey everyone. What up, Mike? What's up, Tim? First of all, I just want to thank everybody for being here. I know that would mean the world to Seth. I've been thinking all day about what I want to say And there's endless things I could say. You know, I could go on all day about Seth. And I just want to share a recent memory that I have. You know, recently he came over and all we did, we barely spoke, and all we did was sit there and listen to music, and just his presence was enough for me, you know, and just spend that time together. And there's so many memories. Everybody here has memories. I think everybody can attest to that. This is another thing I wanted to say. I feel like Seth had one of the most infectious laughs there is. I mean, I could hear his laugh, and it's like I didn't even know what he was laughing about, but it would make me laugh or smile, you know. And I think that says a lot about, you know, his character and just the type of person he was. So I'll just end it there, and just want to say, Seth, I love you. Rest in peace. I know he loves all of y'all. So, thank you.
Hey everybody, my name is Dalton Bloomberg, and I'm just gonna let y'all know I'm not good at this. If anybody was more jealous of Seth Barzelay, it was me. I had to deal with him on a daily basis in middle school and high school, and on weekends because he hung out with all my friends. And everything I did, he did 100 times better. I love him so much. I'm going to miss him so much. And I'm just going to pray that God puts his hand on each and every one of y'all's hearts.
Dalton.
I'm gonna try to do this without crying. I'm his older sister, his only sister, unfortunately. And it's gonna be real quiet. I think it's gonna be a lot more quiet than our lives. He was always the loudest person in the room. He had this ability to make everybody at ease and everybody feel welcome and wanted. And that's a rare thing in people. And he's going to be missed. I'm going to miss him the rest of my life. And I wanted to thank y'all for doing this for our family and for him. He was larger than life. I love you both.
I'm also not good at this, but my name is Michael. I'm one of Seth's friends along with Ami and Ben, and I saw Seth about 3 weeks ago at Ami's wedding. I looked to him and I said, Seth, next time I'll be at your wedding, right? I think about that, and I think about what I said, and then I look at today and I realize tomorrow's promised to no one. We have to always keep in contact with everyone. Seth was a funny guy. Me and him were really big into anime. Ben got us into that, Naruto, all that kind of stuff. You guys have memories with skateboarding, music. Mine was anime with him. And it's tough. I can't even really fully process it right now. But regardless of what happens, everybody keep in contact. Everybody talk to one another, because it's scary to be alone. And I don't really have a lot of beliefs, but I think that Seth is always going to be right here with us. And I think regardless of where we go in life, we're always going to remember him, because he's never really going to be gone. He's still going to be with us. So this is Seth. If I can go back 3 weeks ago, man, and just talk to you more, hell, even a week ago, I damn well would. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Good job, Michael. Good job, Michael. Thank you.
Show me your dance move. Can you do it?
did it for Mr. Benny. You know you did it for me. Show me your dance. There you go. Yeah, baby. Yeah, man. You're pretty good at it. They got Luke over here tucked in the corner. Yeah, parking's a little tough over here. They made it happen. It was a good event. We're getting everybody together for a group shot, so check them out.
Yeah, that's all I want.
That's a crowd of people. I wasn't quick enough. Y'all can do something crazy. There you go.
Seth, love you, man. Love you, babe. I hate you at the same time, but I love you. I love you.
We got the dope crew.
Most dope.
We love you, Seth.
Hello, boys.
Here we go.
I guys flip off the camera just once. Just flip it off once. For Seth. For Seth. No, for Seth. Thank you.
Count down the crazy.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Should we do it all at once? Now, there's 10 levels of prayer. So if anybody wants to sing a song,
Everybody's got a cell phone. Let's pull a song up and sing it.
play it on the speaker.
There you go.
A Mac Miller song.
Yeah.